ready to go.
Call the meeting to order at 6 o'clock. Today is Tuesday, October 6, 2020. This is a regular scheduled meeting of the City of Williston City Council. Ms. Wright, would you call roll, please?
Mayor Robinson.
Here.
Council President Head.
Here.
Vice President Marguerite Robinson. Here. Councilmember Goodman. Councilmember Jones. Here. Councilmember Ross.
Here.
Interim City Manager C.J. Zamoski. City Attorney Craig Coberlin.
Here.
City staff. And City Clerk Patricia Wright. Here.
Thank you. You will join us in opening prayer and pledge allegiance led by the Mayor.
Father, we come to you tonight with thanksgiving in our hearts. We thank you for the many blessings and the things that you have given us, Lord. We pray that you would just rid the country of this virus and also the violence that has overtaken the country, Lord. We pray that you would just be with this council tonight as they make a decision for the city. And we pray that you would be with our first responders and keep them safe, Lord. Be with our military men and women wherever they might be and protect and provide for them, Lord. For it's in Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Item 1, additions, deletions, changes, and approval of the agenda. Are there any additions, deletions, or changes?
Move to accept the agenda as presented. Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept the agenda as presented. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Agenda is approved. Item number 2, public participation. This is the first of 2 opportunities for public participation. If someone in the public would like to speak to an item that is not on the agenda, this is your first chance. You'll have 5 minutes to do so. If you wish to speak, please come to the podium and state your name for the record. Please state your address or city of residence as well.
Anyone online wish to speak, unmute your mic.
Nobody online?
Nope.
Okay. We'll move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda consists of the council minutes from September 22nd, 2020, surplus fire department 2004 Ford, resolution 2020-66, resolution ratifying the mayor's extension of the state of emergency arising from the COVID-19 public health emergency.
President Head.
Yes.
I have 2 corrections
Okay.
on the minutes under item 4 and item 5B. The name Crandall is spelled
So the C.
C-R-A-N-D-E-L.
D-E-L-L.
Yes, ma'am, and I have it incorrect.
Anything else?
No, for that.
Anything from the council? No, I'd entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent agenda as amended. Second motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda as amended. Any other discussion? Now proceed to vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. Item 5, old business. My number got changed, sorry. That is item 4, old business. Item A, under old business, staff and board and councilor updates. Interim city manager C.J. Zamoski. You're up.
Okay, we don't have a whole bunch to report. The auditors have completed their preliminary inventory count. Everything's on track with that. We received the Public Service Commission inspection report for the natural gas system. We did get 1 violation this year, which we were expecting due to the mass outage on the odorant testing. Action's been taken on that to assure that that outage doesn't happen again, so we should not see this violation again. That's all
my utility bill.
They were running behind, they would have been 4 days late, so notice was sent out. It was posted on Facebook,
Right.
and they should have been mailed, and I know they also had issues with the, company that we, contracted to send those out. So a portion of our fault, a portion of theirs. The late fees will be waived at this point. Unfortunate, but uncontrollable.
Any idea when they're gonna be?
They have been processed, so they should be between 4 and 5 days late.
Oh, okay, so 4 to 5 days from now, we'll get it?
4 to 5 days from the 15th, which we should know.
From the 15th.
They'll be mailed or?
It should be mailed on the 15th, correct?
No, the company, told us on the 29th of September that they were gonna process it that day and mail it out the next day, which was the 30th. And,
It's 6 days.
yeah,
Somebody needs to call and find out what's going on.
okay.
Yes, I'm sorry, the 15th, when they would have been late, that's when the people
Right,
got
this
late.
is the
Right.
16th, right.
So that would be extended to the 19th.
Of this month.
Yes, sir.
Did you follow up and just make sure they went out?
I have not today, no.
But can you?
Yes.
Some more?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Do they send proof of mailing? Of any kind?
No, ma'am, just the one.
I know at work, we have, a mailing that goes out, and they actually send us proof of mailing, so that we can actually tell when the mailing goes out. And I'm sure that when they take it to the post office, or when it gets taken and metered, that they should have some receipt for it. I'm sure they bill us for it.
Should.
But that should show the date they mail it. We probably need to see that every month. That security would be helpful. I've got a question, Mr. President.
Yes.
The front doors, the locks on the front door, when will those be fixed? The lock, when you leave, you're the last person to leave, they do not lock.
They should be locked.
Unless you call the police department and they come with their Allen wrench.
The Allen wrench is unlocked, so the controllers don't actually take care of that, but it will automatically lock if that is manually overridden by that key. So that has to be done at the end of every meeting. You're doing a mechanical override on that stop bar.
So we need to remember to fix it back
Correct,
for it to lock.
correct. And normally staff member does that, we didn't do it that night.
Gotcha, okay.
So with that happening, we discussed that today during the staff meeting, so a staff member will, make sure that it is
Be
done.
the last one out. Or you call Wayne and you call the police department and Jackie. Okay,
And thank you, Wayne, for coming in and doing this.
Thank you,
for us.
Wayne, for getting your hair cut.
Anything else?
Rich and Shadow for their Allen wrench.
Anything else from Mr. Zamoski? City planner?
Yes, sir, just, we had a planning meeting, last night. You're gonna be seeing a special exception coming your way at the next, for a public hearing at the next meeting. And you're gonna see, probably in the next 2 meetings, some subdivisions coming your way. We did get our pre-application for Laurel Point, which is that development around Winn-Dixie, the pocket neighborhood. So we're really excited to get that moving. So that's 44 homes now, so that we'll be looking at. I did meet with the 4th property owner of Blue Rock, and that's gonna be I can't release it yet, but we all know it's not a road game, but it's gonna be a really nice site also. I think it's gonna be something we're gonna be proud of. So everything's moving forward with our development. And you're gonna see a Cottage Cove has got their final replat for 4 lots up on the corner of Main and Fifth, so that'll be coming your way too, so things happening, just look forward to it.
Okay. Thank you. HR Director, Brooke Willis.
I'm gonna take care of this, high school decided to go on again, off again about homecoming parade, so there's gonna be a modified homecoming parade Thursday at 6 o'clock. It's gonna start at the high school, come up, north on South Main, and then west on, Southwest Fifth Avenue, and end up at the ball field. So we've got it staffed, and we're gonna provide what we need for it.
Okay. Any questions about that?
Yeah, I have.
Anything else, Brooke?
No, sir.
Okay. Council updates? Start with the mayor, you got something?
Yeah, Tammy, Supervisor of Elections, sent an email out to us stating that the council meeting of November the 3rd is the same day of the general election. And she wanted to know, since it is a general election, it's probably going to be a large election, probably a lot of people, if we wanted to move the council meeting maybe to the next day or whatever, even if we changed it to 7 o'clock, there'd still, I think, probably be a crowd here or whatever. So I'm bringing that up to see what the council wants to do.
So there probably will be a big crowd, and it could be difficult to have. Do we have an option to move it to Monday night or Wednesday night of that week?
We need to go to Wednesday on my calendar.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Mine
We
too.
have to do it Wednesday.
Have something else on Monday.
That would be November 4th.
Yes, sir. You okay with Wednesday?
As far as I know, yeah.
You two are good? You're good?
I'm good. Week the 4th, just don't let me forget. Fourth, the wrong night. 6 o'clock.
6 p.m. on November 4th. Okay.
And I'll let Tammy know.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Ross, any updates?
No.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Jones?
Yes, sir. No,
Vice
sir.
President Robinson? Okay, I don't have anything. Okay, we'll move on to item 5, new business. Item A, discussion with possible action, resolution 2020-56, appointing Rick Keisner to the Planning and Zoning Commission. This is, City Planner Ms. Gorman.
Yes, sir. We're getting applications in for these 2 vacancies. This is the first one, for a vacancy on our planning board. We're really excited that folks are volunteering to serve. Planning and zoning board, this is to appoint Rick Kastner, position of planning and zoning for 3 years. So the resolution has got, the information on it so that we can keep up with our beginning term and ending terms and keeping our roster up to date. So we ask tonight for approval, to appoint Mr. Kastner.
Okay. Council have any questions or discussion?
Mr. Castor here. I don't know Mr. Castor's reason I'm asking this question. No?
No?
No. Okay.
I move that we approve resolution 2020-56, a resolution of the City of Williston, Levy County, Florida, appointing Rick Kastner to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a period of 3 years and providing for an effective date.
Second motion.
There's a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Proceed to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, Mr. Kastner. Item B, discussion with possible action, resolution 2020-62, appointing Lisa Clark to the Board of Adjustment / Code Enforcement for a term ending May 7, 2023. Ms. Gorman?
Yes, sir. This is to fill a position on our Board of Adjustment. We're really excited about this also. You'll see the next one is her husband, also wants to serve on the board, so he'll be your other planning.
And they're here, by the way.
So,
They are
yeah.
here on the front row.
There you go.
They are here. Wow, good.
So thank you for coming, and yes, we're asking for Ms. Clark to be appointed to the Board of Adjustment Code Enforcement Board for a term ending in 2023.
I move resolution 2020-62, a resolution of the City of Williston, Levy County, Florida, appointing Lisa Clark to the City of Williston Board of Adjustment Code Enforcement for a term ending May 7th, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second, any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Welcome, Ms. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Item C, discussion with possible action, resolution 2020-63, appointing Perry Adam Clark to the Planning and Zoning Commission for a term ending September 30th, 2023. Ms. Gorman?
Yes, this is our final vacancy on our planning board, so we're excited to bring you the application for Mr. Perry Adam Clark to fill the vacancy. This is also good for 3 years, ending September 30th, 2023.
Mr. Clark is here as well. Any questions or discussion?
I move that we approve resolution 2020-63, a resolution of the City of Williston, Levy County, Florida, appointing Perry Adam Clark to the City of Williston Planning and Zoning Commission for a term ending September 30th, 2023.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Welcome, Mr. Clark.
Thank you, Mr. Clark.
Very excited to have some new members on our
Yes.
boards.
Uh-huh.
Item D, discussion with possible action, Veterans Day celebration, Student of the Month, opening council meetings, 100% to the public. This says myself and the mayor on it. I'm gonna defer to the mayor.
Okay, well, like it said, the three things here, just wanted to get the council's, advices on this, about opening the council meeting up at 100%, and not the six foot here. See how they feel about that and see if they want to do that, maybe this month or starting next month sometime.
Okay.
That'd be the first one.
Let's discuss that item first. Council have any input?
Which one is the Student of the Month?
Opening council meetings, 100%.
I like it like it is. I feel comfortable with it the way it is, but if we had a room packed, I would not feel real comfortable with that.
I agree.
Not at this time.
Would that, something we want to readdress in
Yes.
30 days?
Yes. 30 days is good for me.
30 days is good for me.
Okay. So this time, we're really not taking any action, but we would like to see it back on the agenda. Second meeting in November, I guess. Okay, that leaves us to...
Okay, well, if you're gonna do that, then I doubt if we can proceed with the Student of the Month. Because we know there's 5 or 6 people that come to the Student of the Month, you're gonna have 50 or 60 people that show up, relatives and friends and whatnot. And I do not think it would be acceptable, this is just my opinion, if you have a Student of the Month and all their relatives and friends is over there in the community center. I think that they would rather be here when the Student of the Month is given to the students.
Either that or you could go over there and give it to them.
Right.
And we could watch you.
We can watch on TV here.
I mean, either that or you're talking December, so possibly we may change it by then.
Okay?
I just want to see what the winter does, as it begins to get fall and into the winter.
But still, if they do that, you're gonna have maybe 50 or 60 people over there, and that's gonna go outside the 6-foot social distancing that you're having in here.
If you assign them each a table,
Right.
they're a pod, I mean, they're a family group.
Yeah,
You
it's a
assigned them
family
each table
group.
And you went to each one.
If it was just the parents, okay, not a problem here. But if you got parents, you're gonna have uncles, aunts, cousins,
Or grandparents
probably
at least.
grandparents, friends. You're just gonna have, you're gonna have a room full over there. is
My
what-
feeling-
that's my point.
My feelings are, if we can't open the meeting for a full 100% regular meeting, I'd hate to invite 30 to 40 to 50 additional people. I'd rather wait until we're ready to put the back up completely, and we're gonna address that in 30 days again and see where we stand. So
Well,
that's fine, but-
we'll address this then again in 30 days and possibly open it, well, like I said, when I canceled the student of the month meeting here, I was hoping that we might start the 1st of January after the first of the year anyway, so maybe we can discuss it at that time and open it up.
Everybody in agreement?
I
I will say student of the month, one of my favorite things, so I hate to put it off, but there's no need to take any additional risks, so.
Me too, that's why I was trying to figure out a way to do it.
And the last item, under item D, is the Veterans Day celebration.
Okay, we have a Veterans Day coming up, November the 11th. You know, we usually have a Veterans Day down here at the Pavilion in Heritage Park. But now we still have the social distancing thing here. I just want to hear from the council to see their thoughts about having it, because we usually have a really big crowd down there. And I just cannot see separating every 6 feet people that comes to the Veterans Center. I just can't see that. So, I'm asking advices of the council.
I hate giving that up,
Yeah, I'm okay with that because it's outside. I know that probably makes no sense, but,
but we can separate that,
yeah.
separate the chairs more.
Who organizes that usually?
Latricia and I.
And the mayor.
And actually, we've done some stuff behind the scenes just in case here. I'm working on it a little bit.
I feel like we can obviously have it outdoors in any of our invitations or social media, wherever we use, we ask for them to, you know, bring a mask if they feel comfortable with that, and please practice social distancing.
Well, we do have masks out here. Do we have enough masks that we could take out to the veterans and put it on the table or something out there for that, and the hand sanitizers and all that stuff?
Separate the chairs, because we usually
Just a
have,
little bit at least.
yeah.
Yeah, we can separate them a little
I'll
bit,
put
but
them in
not
groups of
6
four
feet.
and separate 4 more,
There you
and
go.
separate 4
There you
more.
go.
Because people usually come with somebody. You might have to do 1 and 1 and 1, or 2 and 2 and 2.
I just feel like with it outside, we have an opportunity to possibly do it.
I hate to give to veterans.
Cool. Mr. Ross?
I don't know. I hate to put off the veterans deal, but by the same token, I'm very leery of crowds right now. And, that's a personal opinion, probably not shared by a lot of people, but it is with me. I mean, I hit that category of catching on to this virus pretty good. And I don't wanna be part of something that's gonna cause that.
Well, I wouldn't expect if anybody was in that particular situation, I would hope that they would really just not come.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
My question to that is,
It's a choice.
right, the positive to me is it's a choice. You don't have to attend if you feel like you shouldn't, then you should not. But I worry about the actual veterans that are gonna need to show up to make this, you know,
There'd be
good
some
event.
aged veterans that would show up.
And then, you know, I don't wanna have a half event. I wanna recognize them and have a good event, and it needs to be a good turnout, so I don't know how to judge what that may be.
I think that would be an individual decision.
Well, certainly.
So,
I think outside, a little bit of social distancing, wear your mask, or it's their choice.
But when you say a little bit of social distancing, what do you mean?
well, like Deborah said, we could set maybe a group of 4 chairs and then
A family together, or
put a
one
little
family
space in
unit.
between them and whatnot.
Okay.
And not have a whole line of chairs like we have in the
And
past.
people actually do that, you know, when you go to church, you've got the whole family sitting together, then there's a large space where nobody is, and the whole next
Right,
family
right.
sitting together here.
Right.
People are doing that, they know that, and if we set it up that way, I think it will help
We could do that.
encourage that.
So the general consensus is to move forward with that?
We go?
Yes.
Good.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, you gave me one.
All right, item E, discussion with possible action, resolution 2020-61, delegation of authority to the manager of the airport to execute extensions of previously negotiated leases at the airport. Mr. Stegall.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is just a resolution for an item that was previously brought to the council and, agreed upon. And this is just the, resolution form of that to delegate authority from the council to the airport manager to execute extensions, lease term extensions on existing leases only.
Any questions? We talked about this before, we know it's
We've
only
already
for
discussed.
existing leases.
I move resolution 2020-061, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston, Florida, delegating authority to the manager of the airport to execute extensions of previously negotiated leases at the airport. Second.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? All right, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Good man.
Item F, resolution 2020-64, authorizing the appointment of Jackie Gorman as city manager of the City of Williston, Florida, and authorizing the execution of an employment agreement with Jackie Gorman.
Who?
Who's he?
Jackie. That's a good one, Mr. Roy.
All right, we have, certainly discussed this in length, and discussed it quite a bit at the last meeting. Has everybody had a chance to review the resolution and the employment agreement that was provided?
My only comment is it refers in the resolution to attachment A. We're saying that the City of Williston City Manager Agreement is that attachment, correct? Correct. And it doesn't really say that on it anywhere, that's the only point I'm making, I guess.
Yeah, it is.
Okay,
All right, any other questions?
we're just doing the appointment at the moment, not the agreement. Are we doing the agreement as well?
Yeah.
The agreement is
It's part of
attachment to the
It's part of the same resolution.
resolution, so it's all together.
And she agreed to the agreement?
Mr. Dorman, do you have any concerns with the agreement? You read through it? Okay. Are you excited?
I have a couple of small questions.
Okay.
Just little bitty stuffing questions, actually. On page 33, under 3.3, I know we've talked about this before, but I'm still a little confused. It says that we give the managers a choice of the same number of hours of vacation authorized and adopted for the employees. And then the next paragraph says we grant 3 weeks vacation. There's really, in that same sentence above, it doesn't have a second choice or even refer to a second choice. Except it's got a second choice below. It just kind of reads weird.
I think it was agreed that it would be 3 weeks.
Me too,
and
but the
not-
other
not-
language,
not
the other
2
language
weeks.
just say be left over.
Before she executes it, maybe take that part out and leave the 3 weeks vacation.
It says manager's choice, but it doesn't say what the other choice is, other than what the regular employees get. But then a totally different sentence says, the manager is hereby granted 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It doesn't say that that's the other choice. And there's really no choice, so that's the best option for the manager.
Well, what we had agreed upon was that we would give 3 weeks vacation and she would accrue sick time after the normal rate.
Absolutely.
Right. Exactly.
I agree. That's exactly what we said.
Yeah.
So that little paragraph, I think, needs to be a little bit tweaked. It talks about those sick leave benefits as authorized by council policy for other employees. So that part's right, but that's in a different sentence altogether. It's just that first sentence that seems to need to come out.
I agree.
Mr. President,
Yes.
is it the council's desire that you provide the city manager 3 weeks PTO and, annually,
Yes.
and then all other benefits as accrued by the equivalent employee pursuant to the HR manual.
Then you're talking about sick leave and this sort of.
Right, that's
Yes.
my understanding.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was my understanding.
We can have that within the morning, this week, and the president, not retroactively to the adoption of the resolution.
Right.
I think that's it. The rest of it, I wrote myself some notes, but it's really not a question.
Right.
Motion?
I'm ready.
You ready? Ms. Gorman, you ready? Are you sure? All right. I move we approve resolution 2020-64, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston, Florida, authorizing the appointment of Jackie Gorman as city manager of the City of Williston, Florida, and authorizing the execution of the employment agreement with Jackie Gorman.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion on 2020-64?
No, sir.
All right, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Or sympathy.
Now you can sleep.
All right, item G, resolution 2020-65, establishing the position and duties of a deputy city manager and establishing an effective date. So, once again, we've had quite a bit of discussion about this as far as, our desires to create this deputy city manager position, to be there to support the city manager, and also step in place in that person's absence. So, any discussion on 2020-65?
The only comment that I have is on page 43 under the expected salary range. I just would feel better by saying pay grade 20, and maybe even what we're starting him at now, because the pay grades change from time to time.
I think that's item 8. I think we've dropped down to,
Am I in the wrong one?
that's gonna be part of the job description and all, right? So right now, we're in item G, we're just establishing the position
Okay.
and the duties. Is that correct?
Well, that's written in the agreement, under the, is it still not part of this? It's page 2 of the deputy city manager job description. That's where I don't want it, is in the job description.
That's item H.
Is that still H? Okay, so you're just gonna establish the position without the job description. Okay.
And what I understand is that the council is going to authorize the position
First, okay.
and then actually the city manager will handle the job description, salary range establishment, and all of those good things. We're just creating the position from an HR standpoint, correct? Okay. I had to read that a bunch with
Yeah.
two items that were very similar.
Right.
So we're looking at item G, resolution 2020-65, just establishing the position and duties of the city manager, deputy city manager, and establishing an effective date.
Okay.
If you're happy with it.
I'm still back to the same thing. The job functions are in this paper. And it says right there, establishing the duties of the deputy city manager.
Where are you at?
It's in this same piece of paper I'm looking at.
What page are you?
Page 42.
Okay, the item we're talking about is page 38 to 40. 38, 39, and 40.
I know, but there's really nothing there other than a resolution. And it refers to, number G says, establishing the position and the duties. And this is the only thing that has the duties on it. That's why I brought it up now. But if you want me to wait, I will. But that's what it says.
Well, again, the thought process for me, and maybe Mr. Cobaline or the city manager can elaborate, but is that we are not writing the job description per se.
For the HR manual.
Right. We are simply authorizing the position to be created.
Okay, so it's written not quite right on the item.
So the resolution that refers to the duties, is that the issue?
G refers to the duties, and this is the duty, in my opinion. But, you know, it also has the job description on page 43. So, and I think Ms. Gorman has presented it as our upcoming, now current city manager.
Yes, if we may, anytime you have a new position created, you have to adopt it by resolution so that it can be placed in the HR manual, pay class, you know, the job descriptions. But in this case, yes, I'm bringing this job description to you for review, not so much approval, but to make sure this is what you expected with this position being created. So you can combine both of these items together. But the resolution, you're adopting a position saying, yes, we want a deputy city manager. And then we'll go to the next discussion to talk about, do you agree with what's in the job description and the pay class?
Okay.
We're basically creating a position and saying that there will be duties involved,
That's
but we're not saying what those are.
Okay.
The position is final, but the job description can change over time, but the
Yes,
position is.
absolutely. So can the base pay rate. Okay,
Good?
yeah,
Okay.
sure. I'll let you go with that.
All right.
I move that we approve City Council Resolution number 2020-65, a resolution of the City Council of the City of Williston, Florida, establishing the position and duties of the Deputy City Manager and establishing an effective date.
Second, sorry.
A motion and a second on resolution 2020-65. Any more discussion? Proceed to a vote. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Now, item H, discussion with possible action. Deputy City Manager job description. And this is for the city manager to discuss, which we just did a little bit.
I have the pleasure of this being my first official action as city manager, is to present to you this job description for deputy city manager. When you go into the human resource manual, it kind of outlines, how the city manager is responsible for preparing and maintaining your position classifications, making sure your pay rates are right, and monitoring that throughout. So what I have done is I've put together this deputy city manager job description, and I've attached the last pay class, compensation plan that was adopted in October 1st of 2018, so that y'all have that. And you can see the salary range for pay grade 20. The resolution said it would be a 20. We all discussed his salary, and it does fall within that range. Tonight, I'm asking if you've had a chance to review this job description, if you agree with what it says, or if you'd like any changes to it. Again, it's not for your approval, but input as we go forward.
Okay. We'll start down, Mr. Ross, if you had a chance to read it, do you have any questions or thoughts on it?
No questions.
Okay. No?
My only comment is the same one I had before. Under the expected salary range, I think it just needs to say pay grade 20 without dollar amounts, because the dollar amounts change from time to time, and we would have to do the whole resolution over again if the lower went up.
I understand that. We're gonna work on having, job descriptions that are consistent, and we will be reminded not to put that in there, just the pay grade is right.
Yeah.
So we'll do that.
Okay.
Thank you.
That would change the whole compensation pay.
Sure. Anything.
Anything else, Mrs. Jones?
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay. CJ gonna be the deputy city manager, or is the deputy city manager. I do not see anything in here that states that he is still going to be the public works utility manager. Does that need to be?
In the job description.
It is written in as deputy city manager that he is also, serves as utility and public works manager in the job description.
Where is it? I missed it.
Line 2 and 3, at the very top of the job description.
All right, then my question is, if he is no longer the deputy city manager, if he just goes back to Public Works, Utilities Manager, you hire, and I'm playing devil's advocate here, and you hire a new, Deputy City Manager. This right here says that he would be the Public Works Utilities Manager.
Understand that, we would make a change to the job description unless you wanted that next person to also do the same duties. As we grow, we figure.
So you could have been that without any problem.
That's right.
I'll shut up.
Yeah, I agree, and I read that quite a bit, and my thoughts on it were, we're not creating a whole new position at this point.
No.
This is an add-on to CJ's current position, and because we're not approving this really, it can be changed as needed.
And we needed to just make sure y'all recognize that, because we're gonna be revising the organizational chart, and you'll get to see that too. We'll pass that out to you, but it's very clear on how that position works. So we didn't wanna create one now and then have to get changes upside, so, thank you.
Vice President Robinson, anything?
That's right.
Okay, so you got what you're looking for from us, right?
Thank you, I
Taking
did.
action? Okay. All right, item 6 is second chance for public participation. Once again, if anybody in the public would like to speak, please come to the podium and state your name for the record. And please state your address or city of residence. You have 5 minutes to speak. Anybody online? Nope. Nobody? Okay. Item 7, announcements. Mr. Ross.
No, I have none.
Yeah.
No, sir.
CJ?
No, I was just assured by finance that the invoices were mailed out, but didn't receive a response back as to what day they were mailed out.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Kilgore? Staff? Mrs. Wright?
I have an announcement, tomorrow is the pension board meeting at 6 o'clock, if anyone would like to attend. Pension 185.
Oh, the 185.
Yes.
Okay.
I guess my question would be, when are we ever gonna have the other one? The other pension board?
Let me get with you after the meeting so we can.
Okay. We haven't had one of those in years.
That's the general.
Yes, ma'am, general employee pension plan.
Okay.
My name's still up there.
City manager?
I had nothing, thank you, except I appreciate the appointment, and it's hard to talk about because I'm still very emotional, so, but it's an honor, and I think we're gonna have some good years ahead of us. We got a great staff, so we're really excited to move forward with the city. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Carline?
Before we adjourn, if the council agrees that it was a 3-week minimum annual leave, then, once Ms. Gorman reaches, years exceeding commitment, she would accrue additional hours per year, in excess. So if you agree that it's a minimum of 3 weeks annual leave to start with, then there's no further action. If you want to make it 3 years no matter the term, seniority, and then have to come back and revisit this agreement in the future, then we need to reopen that item.
Since it's a 4-year agreement, just as soon give her the 3 weeks up front, and we can revisit it in 4 years.
Exactly.
Would that simplify that? We may have to glue her to the chair. Yeah. Thinking positive.
What are you saying, if we do that, though, we have to make change?
You'll have to remember to address it at the next cycle. So we'll put it at 3 years as it is right now. We'll address it after year 4 at some point, or Mr. Gorman can remind you when she's looking for the next year day of pension.
All right. Okay. Brooke, anything? Chief, Siegel? Mr. Grove? Okay. All right. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Maybe we adjourn. Second.
Motion and second to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
Meeting adjourned.